Oh my goodness, the PS5 Pro version of Gran Turismo 7 could be the best sim racing game ever, right? But which one of these was shot on the PS5 Pro and which one was shot on my bog standard PS5 at home? Interesting question, can you tell? I'm going to let you know in this video. I'm going to let you know why I've got a few concerns about what's going on here. So, PS5 Pro has just been announced. It comes in at a massive $700 and there's a lot of stuff we know about the game that wasn't in the initial reveal by Mark Cerny. So, Gran Turismo 7 you can now play in 8K, or you will be playing in 8K, and you also get ray tracing in-game. In-game. Hang on, that's a bit confusing, isn't it? So when you're looking here, and we're going to talk about VR by the way, because I think there's a massive question about VR. When you look at this footage here, is that ray traced or not? Can you see? Well, that's already ray traced. Yeah, that's running at 60 frames a second, ray traced. So what's new on the PS5 Pro? Well, the new thing in the PS5 Pro that they're making a big fuss about is that the in-game, in-race footage will be ray traced. Now here's the thing, when I'm racing in-game, I don't care too much about it being ray traced. I'm kind of looking at the apex approaching me at 150 miles an hour. Now Forza Motorsport, I believe, is ray traced in-game, but I've done graphics comparisons between Forza and Gran Turismo 7, and sometimes it's kind of hard to really appreciate the ray tracing. But here we go, here's the in-game footage, and you can see the Corvette reflecting on the Porsche on the inside, here the Corvette reflecting on the Lexus on the inside there, and here that Superbird, wherever it is. So you can see the ray tracing looks really good, but this is replay footage, guys. Like, I think they're really confusing the message. They're not actually showing in most of that footage what the PS5 Pro is going to be capable of. They only showed like a fraction of a second. So when you saw it in game, that was the new stuff. And this, what I'm showing you now, you can already do. You can already get PS5 Pro footage in replay. But let's look at the in-game. Now there's stuff that I would rather have over, to be honest, ray traced reflections. I'd rather have more than 12 drivers in the race. Subscribe and hit the like button right now if you agree with me on that. I'd rather have more cars on track. I mean, you know, 24 cars on track I think should be the minimum PS5 Pro. I don't care if the online stuff has got to be linked, because now Gran Turismo 7 is going to be some mad crossplay Frankenstein thing where a lobby in Gran Turismo 7 has to accommodate a PS4 version that came out about 83 years ago, and also a PS5 Pro version that's going to last for the next however many years. That's absolutely insane. That is way more limiting, in my view, than having ray tracing. I would be happy to wait for in-game ray tracing until the PS6. That's me. So you can see here, this is the actual in-game footage. Yes, it looks nicer, but it's all about the reflections on the car's metallic paint. Does the scenery look that much nicer? Are you seeing anything else here that's going to make you want to pay $700? The skybox, the track, the side of the tracks, the curbs, the track detailing. Personally, for the UI, that also hasn't changed for like 153 years. No, I don't think anything else has really changed enough, actually. So the question for Gran Turismo 7 drivers at the moment, but I'm going to caveat this, is do you want to pay $700 to see a blurry reflection of your car in the car that's overtaking you, which is exactly what's happening here. Now, this is what I think Gran Turismo 7 might still bring to the table. They're obviously going to be an updated version of GT7. There's going to be a new version, however you want to call it, of GT7 that's going to enable in-engine, in-race ray tracing. I think they should also just go hell for leather in GT7 single player and just absolutely let the PS5 Pro be unleashed. But this is a big question about the PS5 Pro, because there's three big hits or three big areas that they spoke about, and they all go to graphics really. None of the features for me actually go to core gameplay. They talk about AI upscaling, they talk about just having more GPU, but they don't talk about having more CPU power. I don't think there's going to be more CPU power in the PS5 Pro. So you're basically not going to have a transformative game. In fact, in the presentation, they talked about many things that have made the PS5 actually quite transformative, like having the SSDs that mean that we can have the massive maps and fly across them, etc. But looking at this, does this look like, look at the wheels. Look how angular the wheels are at the bottom. Does this look like PS5 Pro footage to you? Are you going to pay $700 for that? Now let's get on to VR. I think the biggest use case for the PS5 Pro is actually going to be upscaling GT7 in the PSVR 2. And I've got a very clear view on this. I was one of the only YouTubers when I bought the PSVR 2 and reviewed it in GT7 at launch. I was like, whoa, guys and girls, if you're watching my channel, please don't expect if you buy this that you're going to get 4K graphics, because it's going to be muddy and blurry and smeary. And that's because of the interpolation that they use to take 60 frames a second to 120. Now with the PS5 Pro, again, rather than sort of having ray tracing in the racing, I would rather have 120 frames a second natively in PSVR 2. But that's me coming from a PSVR 2 player. Now there's a bit of a meme going online because a lot of people are saying that they can't really tell the difference between the comparison shots that PlayStation gave, which is kind of fair enough. But I do have to say, look, I don't take any money out of this YouTube channel. I'm very lucky to have a YouTube channel. I don't take any money of it. All goes back into the channel. I am going to take the hit here, and I am going to buy a PS5 Pro for the channel. So I am going to fully explore it. I'm going to try all the different modes. I'm going to try 120 Hz mode again, 120 Hz performance graphics, 60 frames, ray tracing in-game, not in-game. And I'm going to really try and push it, PSVR 2 as well. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion on it. So I'm going to take the hit. I'm going to put my hands up and pay $700 for something that I really is not going to make the videos probably any nicer, but I'm just going to do it so I can give you an honest opinion, unsponsored, on what the PS5 Pro is like, particularly in sim racing. Now they did show another game there. I wasn't sure whether it was the Crew 2, but again, you're thinking about open world games. It's not the fact that I want really much nicer graphics. Actually, I want more density of traffic. I want more incredible sort of like, you know, rain and you know, things going on. I don't necessarily want, for example, take Test Drive Unlimited. I want there to be more to do in the game. I want there to be more shops and things I can go around. I don't just want to have better graphics. Although the PS5 graphics for Test Drive Unlimited are absolutely atrocious. So it's a bit of an interesting one here. Is it going to be the best version of Gran Turismo 7? Yes, undoubtedly. Is it going to make Gran Turismo 7 the best sim racing game? No, because what makes a great sim racing game? Handling, physics, I would say number of cars on tracks, the having new cars, having you know, new scans of tracks, and none of this is going to do that for Gran Turismo 7, which is very, very, very interesting. But I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, are you going to be picking up a PS5 Pro or not? And if you are or you're not, I want to know the reasons why, because this news has just dropped today. And please subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 100k subscribers before the end of September. If you're listening to this not subscribed, please do it. I'll appreciate it so much. And I'll see you next time.